Dzisiaj jesteśmy w miejscowości Skivery, właśnie jedziemy na degustację whisky do West Corku. Także stoimy przy głównej drodze, zastanawiamy się, czy czasem nie przejść, zmienić miejsca na tamto, bardziej ciche. Ale zobaczymy, czy właśnie tam idziemy i zobaczymy, czy później się da wywinąć. Także idziemy na degustację, zobaczymy, czy mają dobrą whisky.
No tutaj jak widać jest ślepa uliczka. Kampery sobie parkują, ale przyczepą to byłoby pewnie ciężko to zakręcić, jeżeli by byłoby pusto, to ok, a jak się pozastawiają, no to już byśmy musieli kombinować. No jedno nas tam nie będzie tam przeszkadzało. A tam przy głównej ulicy to nie problem. Też jest fajny park, można czasami pójść. Albo się pobujać na huśtawkach. Beata, chciałabyś się na huśtawkach wieczorem pobujać? A tu?
Oj nie!
Ja myślę, że można wieczorem tu
A tam jest trampolina, czy co? To kółko.
Nie, to jest takie kółko kręcące się, to jest śmieszne. Właśnie ten usiąść, ja cię będę kręcił. No.
Ja w kosmos polecę, tak?
Może być.
No. A co tutaj jest jakaś rzeczka? Przechodzimy, choć zobaczymy, co tutaj dają.
Czego tutaj dają?
Co tu mają? No nie, myślę, że my byśmy się tutaj tak średnio wywinęli.
No tak, to jeszcze jak pozostawiają z drugiej strony, to będzie problem. O, łączka.
O, łączka. Dlaczego wtedy za ten?
Ty, jakby tam psy przerzucić, to można je popuszczać trochę.
Tak, ale by nie wróciły.
No
chyba, że jeszcze ciebie bym przerzuciła, to
dobrze.
może też byś polatał.
To my idziemy do Destylarni, o tu jest też kibelek, potem ona
No ale tu jest różnica, nie? Że jest jednak bardziej cicho.
No jest cicho, ale nie będziemy się pchać w miejsce, gdzie potem będziemy kombinować z wyjazdem. Tu może byśmy się zmieścili, ale jak ktoś zostawi, no to będzie problem. Nie kombinujemy, idziemy do Destylarni na Whisky Taste Experience. To jest destylarnia, która produkuje West Cork whisky i inne takie pod różnymi brandami. Bardzo dobre, nasze ulubione. Cel naszej dzisiejszej podróży. Jeszcze musimy znaleźć wejście.
Chyba
Nie
tak
tam.
jest, co no? Może tutaj w tej ciupie u pana się zapytamy?
Zaczyna się, chodzimy do destylarni. To już jest zapaczek, słodowanie.
So guys, this is grain intake. Okay, so give me some. This is our malted barley. Okay, but what's happened here, it's in the bin, so they're being separated. So after delivery, they'll go into the silos and then it's going to be fed into this vibrating jigger plate. Okay, what's happening there is it's trying to separate these dead barley kernels from the soft, supple malted barley kernels that we want to turn into a flour. Okay, so you can see here what we're trying to create is that kind of soft, floury flour that we're going to overhydrate then into the mashing tun to create what's called a wort. Okay?
Yeah.
But this is your malted barley Irish grown. Alright?
So you are not preparing that from the whole grains, just you have to spread it on that wheat, yeah? On the
above
powder.
here in the vibrating plate. So then it turns into the hammer mills here, which will turn it into a flour.
Yeah.
In terms of preparing it into the malting factory.
Yeah, I was thinking you are malting from this grain, yeah? No?
This grain is malted, but it's done in the malting factory in Kinsale Road,
okay.
so back in the city.
Okay.
So it's about an hour and a half from us.
Yeah.
At the moment. So you can see that in the hammer mill, it'll break up the barley kernel into its different elements. So you have the skin or the husk, the rind of the barley kernel, and on the inside then you have what's called the enzyme. Okay. So that's the actual seed. So that is all we get per kernel. So you can imagine we get 25 tons per delivery in the trailer.
Yeah.
We get 4 of those a day.
Wow.
So why we have to get so much to create such a little amount of flour.
Okay. That's a big amount.
Yes.
Okay.
That's nice. Yeah.
Any questions?
No,
No, not yet.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Take it away there. I'll take
Right.
it away, Safi. So as you can see, we will get a delivery of that grain in, we'll turn it into a flour, and then we'll send it into the mash tun room. So I'll show you that inside now.
Okay, sure, thanks.
Okay.
Tyle. Nie wiedziałem, że to się mieli na mąkę.
No,
I się to same ziarna idą, a to widzisz. Ale zapach fajny.
thanks. Piękny zapach.
No.
Okay, so what we have here are three 30,000 litre mash tun tanks. So basically there's a spatula inside there that's mixing up that flour and water, what's called a wort. Okay? It is a cloudy, yellowy liquid, alright? And there's no alcohol at this stage. It's kind of a sugary porridge, like thick, gloopy. It tastes horrible, but what we want to do is to activate the sugars, the starches within that white flour. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And to make the alcohol, you are adding that how it calls that the same like the vodka, you know, that mushroom.
So we want to get the yeast in, so we'll add that out in fermenter outside here. Here are fermenters. At this stage, there's no alcohol.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, that's good.
So the three of them, and all it's happening is just mixing it up and just trying to activate the flour to make it into a liquid form.
And how long does it take?
About 4 to 6 hours,
4 to 6 hours.
depending on what we want to do, like in quantities and stuff like that. It's brought up to a boil too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, and this is the base for all type of whiskey what you are doing, yeah?
So this is the original mash house. We have a new mash house, which is continuous mash house.
Okay.
So for this, it goes in cycles. The new continuous mash house is 24 hours. This is it's set up in kind of 4 to 6, 6 to 8 kind of chunks.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll go back this way next.
Right. Lovely smell.
Yeah.
That's the nicest part of this. So, that cloudy liquid is pumped out over our heads, you can see, and into the fermenters here behind us. So these big tall tanks, these are 25,000 litre fermenters. So basically there's an airlock at the top. Okay? So when we add the yeast will want to eat the sugars.
Yeah.
Okay? Converts it to carbon dioxide and alcohol. At that stage we want to release the carbon dioxide and leave the alcohol in it.
So there is where the magic is happening, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. This is the start of the magic process. If we were to take this from here and boil off the yeast and then add hops, we could go on the kind of beer route and the crafty IPAs. But what we want to do is bring in the distillery and distill it off.
Yeah, that's the nicest. Yeah.
We get a fresh strain of brewer's yeast in from Scotland, so the yeast comes from Scotland in at Belfast, and it will do Bushmills and come down through the country.
Okay.
So there's a couple of key reasons why we only use that to match the flavour and taste.
Yeah, okay. So
Okay?
yeah.
Więc tam się daje, jakby wtedy powstaje, tak, ta fermentacja trafiła
ten
do wodą,
zacier,
to
jak się
przechodzi i tutaj się wytwarza alkohol, tak?
Tak, tam fermentuje. Tam się robi ten zacier, czy jak to się nazywa przy whisky, nie wiem. I tam się to fermentuje.
Thank you.
We wouldn't bring the phones right up against the stills just because they're spark as well. We'll be moving on now soon.
Okay.
So this is the bottle. We'll come up here. So this still here behind us is the Rocket. It's one of the fastest working stills in the world. Can go from naught to boiling in under 10 minutes.
Nice.
So it's 1,000 litres coil heated hybrid of a column still and a pot still. Okay, so column stills will be the stills here. They will be traditionally used more so in the Scottish distilleries. Then we have the pot still at the top. It's an old water cylinder that we've attached to a continuation still. That can allow maximum function in that sort of time frame.
Okay, and what types of whiskey is produced in this column?
In the early days, we would have produced single malt, so like your malted barley would have went through it. But now we have our pot stills, and we have our bigger pot stills outside. We would focus more so on the cheaper products like gins, whiskies, and gins and vodka. So the unmalted grains and stuff like that. Now.
Okay, but it's going by cycles, or you are changing them month by month, or how is it?
Again, we would have different cycles of what we want to do. So unmalted barley or unmalted rye, wheat as well.
Yeah, because that whiskey what we like the most from your distillery is that sherry cask whiskey. You are still producing that or not?
Yeah, so that would be a single malt. So would have been produced more so in our pot stills over the far side.
Yeah.
So triple distilled down through the pot stills. Would have spent 4 years or 5 years, depending on which one it is, in a first fill bourbon cask, and then finished in a sherry cask.
Okay, and there is one whiskey what is you can buy in Lidl that Dunlapgan or something like that.
Yeah.
It's also from your place, yeah? But it's the same like that sherry cask West Cork, or is some different process?
It's similar in terms of flavour. It's their product. We just produced it for them.
Okay.
So it's Lidl's.
Yeah, but you are producing this in the same way like your own whiskey?
It's still our own whiskey.
Yeah.
It's just different characteristics inside. So it'll be longer periods, shorter periods.
Yeah. Okay.
Different casks.
Yeah, but it's also nice.
Yeah.
Nice and
Very good.
yeah. Okay. So that is the part what we can see from the
So
street,
this is
yeah.
the back of this distillery. Normally we come in this way because I want to bring you into control room too as well. But the more glamorous stuff is at the front and at the back.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we can go.
Very good.
No, it's a fine.
Hello.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, this is control room, guys. Everything from mash house right through to the tank field outside, to the stills here, and back out again can be controlled. A click of a mouse, and we can open and close the valves here. We have 4 teams of 4, but it's going to change to 5 teams of 5 apparently, running 24 hours, 7 days a week, producing somewhere in the region of 18 to 20,000 litres per day. And we're looking to hit a target between 7 and 10 million litres per year.
Wow, that's nice. That's a lot of whiskey.
That's a lot of spirit. Yeah. But still only spirit at this stage, so it's only white spirit. What comes off the stills is white spirit.
Yeah.
So for it to go from that spirit to Irish whiskey, it needs to spend a minimum of 3 years.
Yeah, and where do you are maturing that?
So we have sheds on site. We also have a lot more warehouses off site because we're at capacity of what we can hold on site.
Yeah, that's understandable.
That's our big problem. So we can get a hold of grain, we can get a hold of the raw materials, we can distill it. But it's just actually.
And do you have maybe some samples to taste that white spirit from the whiskey?
Not at the moment, no.
Because I was curious how it tastes without maturation.
No, not at the moment. No.
Okay. Yeah, but I can see it's a lot of values to keep up, yeah?
Yeah, a lot of temperature gauges, a lot of alarm speed monitoring. But
that is very responsible job. Okay, strong. To są analityki. That is big machinery.
So these are much bigger stills, and this is where the production for West Cork has really upped. From this room alone, we're estimating about 3 million litres of new make spirit will be produced. It's a 28,000 litre, 26,000 litre, and an 18,000 litre pot stills. They're Irish made, but more than likely imported copper because we don't have enough copper here in Ireland. They're made up in Cavan in the north of Ireland, and then they're shipped to us in sections and then reassembled. So these have been in production now for about 8 months now at this stage, and it's the early numbers that are coming off us are quite astronomical. So our wash still here at 28,000 litres is still smaller than Jameson's, but Jameson's one is about 40,000 litres.
Yeah, so how long you are keeping the liquid inside?
You're looking at a cycle between 8 to 12 hours in terms of how full it is and how much gas is going to need to be. how much steam is needed
Yeah.
to heat it up.
So you need a lot of storage in the area, yeah, to keep that everything.
So like we have the tank field at the side, we have the tank field to the right and the back of the side, and then we have what's called plant that's out the back, and that's just another tank field. So basically these are the storage tanks that will take the spirit or the white spirit and hold it till we need to cask it. I'll be
Okay.
showing you the casking room too as well.
Yeah, okay. So the whole process of creating whiskey is not one place, yeah? You need to order something from the north, you need to order something from the Scotland, yeah? So,
There's different parts that are coming out from all over the world, of course. That's just the byproduct. There isn't enough grain grown in Ireland, so you may have to import grain. The yeast is a tasting thing. So we found out that the likes of Bushmills and Jameson were using this. We felt that we should use it. Again, there's that kind of matching at different levels.
yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry about my voice, it's
No, that's fine.
getting worse as it goes on. If I walk this way, guys.
Okay.
So here is warmer, why here is warmer than this place?
So what we've noticed on the side is, so remember we saw the pipes that are above our head moving the liquid around? And they cut a hole into the side of the building out here to get those pipes in for the new distills.
Yeah.
And it was never in the planning to have the stills out there. It was supposed to be in there, but we just put them straight through the wall. So there's a lovely cool breeze in there. Whereas here is a lot warmer because of the insulated walls. And then obviously the doors are closed.
Yeah, but it's not interfering with the process, it's not...
That's just a byproduct heat coming off the stills.
Okay.
And I'll show you the history.
Okay.
This is John McCarthy, this is Dennis McCarthy, and this is John O'Connell. The two McCarthy's used to be fishermen. That's why we have the boat on our label, and that's why they used to have the two fish in the logo. John here used to work as the R&D manager for the Kerry Group, so had a very high-profile job within that Kerry Group. His job would have been to sign off on food for human consumption and stuff like that, really technical stuff. Real powerhouse of brain. It was his idea to come up with the rights to the rocket. So it's his concept, it's his paint. He would have worked with stills in the Kerry Group. Ger here and Dennis here were struggling back in 2002, 2001, because the Irish government sold the rights to the Irish waters to the European Union, which allowed in bigger trawlers, bigger boats into that waters, which forced the two lads in smaller boats into deeper waters, a lot more susceptible to storms and flash floods and weather. They weren't making their quotas and they were struggling to make ends meet, so both of them had young families at this stage.
Yeah.
So they came up with this idea with John that they could produce maybe a vodka or a gin or even a low alcohol poachine or moonshine for the Irish market, because at that time there was only Jameson and Bushmills on the go, 2001, 2002. A lot more going on now, about 40 odd distilleries in Ireland at this stage. But they wanted to produce something that would complement West Cork's proud history of the beef and dairy. So West Cork has a huge history of having quality produce. They felt they could add to that, and that's why that idea grew from. They bought a small stainless steel schnapps still from Austria, and they drove it back from Austria into Ireland and set it up in Dennis's shed. And that's how it, the early days, how it snowballed, we can say, into this operation that we're in now. One of the major turning points is when Frank McCarthy from Bushmills came down and visited the distillery, and he gave them a couple of tips and tricks on how to upgrade their brand and more premiumise it and promote it to the mass markets. And really at that point they turned from the kind of Dennis's in the sheds operation to the operation that you see now. So currently we have about 17 to 18 stills on the go. There's one of them there kind of fluctuating. So 18 operational stills, 140 staff, distilling 24 hours, 7 days a week, producing about somewhere between 7 and 10 million litres of new make spirit.
So when the big production started here?
The big production is continuously growing, but every year it has doubled in terms of what they've done. So they've gone from like 100,000, 200,000, 200,000, 400,000, 4 million, a million, 2 million. So it's been that kind of way ever since the start. So we moved here in 2017. The building that we're just in, the main building, that's the old seafood co-op. So when the lads used to land their fish and bring it back here, they had to bring it here to sell it. But the building had fallen into disrepair, and what they wanted to do is dress it up for. They felt sad that the building had fallen, it was leaking, and so they said we'll buy it and we'll renovate it into a distillery. And that's how this came about.
It's good that it happened.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So the oldest whiskey what you have here, oldest
So
maturation.
the oldest whiskey that we would have is about 10 to 11 years old, but the quantities that we would have of it are very little. So it's more for experimental stuff now at this stage, lab tests.
Yeah, but it's good that it's going.
Yeah, it's good that we have it, but it's kind of more of a tease because you'd love to be able to sell it or give people a try.
Yeah. You will find somebody who will pay €1,000 per bottle or something. There are people like that.
So that's the history, right?
Yeah, definitely. Correct.
So what I want to show you here is the traditional pot still, okay?
Yeah.
So that kind of narrow base, into the wide shoulders and the long swan's neck is kind of the original shape and design of pot stills. So again, you have your single malt would be distilled over 3 stills. First distillation, second distillation, third distillation. If you were drinking in a style called single pot still, your full triple distillation would have to happen within your smallest pot still. So the likes of a Redbreast or West Cork single pot still, the full triple distillation would have happened in a single pot still like that.
Okay. And how the heating is coming to that?
So we have a gas generator or gas power generator steam heating. So they're all steam elements inside.
Okay, so it's inside, yeah? It's not heated from outside, but
there's no open flame.
Yeah, that's nice. So what we have here is some kind of quality control or what?
This is the spirits. Have you done other distillery tours?
No, not yet.
Okay. So the spirit safe originally would have had a padlock on it.
Yeah.
And you'd have to pay tax on every litre of spirit produced. So what that happens there is the taxman will come along and monitor how much liquid is produced, and then you'd have to pay your tax on it. Nowadays we pay our tax on the finished goods. So as the bottle is leaving our bottling line, it is on the lorry we'll have paid a tax, the Irish government duty tax. So we're not too worried about it. What it's used for now is that we will pull a sample from it and we will test it for its alcohol strength. So there's a term of the heads and the tails. You've got to put the heads and the tails and distill it. Any liquid above 80% is too strong a liquid. It's of no use to us. So we want to cut that, send it out to a tank or send it back to the first still and re-distill it. Okay? So there's a constant process there of producing heads, but then we will reuse it and re-distill it.
Yeah.
Okay? What we're looking to capture is called the heart, stuff between 60 and 70% alcohol, and that will be sent across to a bourbon barrel. Okay, so we spend a minimum of 3 years in a bourbon barrel, and that's where the colour and the flavour will come from.
Okay, and that barrel, is that kind of big, or this is the barrel?
That's a 200 litre bourbon barrel, but it's been painted.
Yeah.
So normally it wouldn't be. I'll show you what the proper barrel looks like there.
Yeah. Can you closer to that, or it's not allowed?
Not with the cameras, because that's all an explosive area, so we're kind of safe here. But like if you want to go up against the steps, I wouldn't be kind of going too far up.
Yeah, that's I just want to see that flow. Yeah. So it's not pipes. You just open the stream, yeah.
So so what's happening? It's in the middle, so it's this middle still here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the vapors or the steam is rising, it's condensing, so it's coating the inside of it, and it's falling then out and condensing back into as a solid liquid.
Yeah.
And so in this tube at the end, it's turning back into that white spirit, which then passes through the system here to allow us to pull a sample.
Sure, that's it. Leci wódka. O, druga wódka leci.
Co?
Wódka leci.
Zobacz, tam było taki kawałek, nie? A teraz urosło, świerczyło się.
Tam się kąpie jest.
What across here? You might have to shut off the phone. We're just going to go across this way. It's easier to go this
Okay.
way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You line the pipe there, guys.
Okej, okej.
We'll go straight there.
There we go.
I thought I heard them. Sometimes it's nice to come along here and you'll see the liquid bubbling in through the windows, but they've obviously just emptied. I thought that noise that we heard when I was talking over there, I thought it was filling up.
Yeah, we are seeing it.
They've just emptied it.
And it was previous. First it was a liquid and it's higher and higher.
Yeah, you can see it bubbling inside it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Much cooler out here.
yeah.
Stop there.
So guys, we're going to go across the yard now to our casking warehouse.
Yeah, that is the space.
So here our gas boiler is inside here. So there's room for 4 in there. There's only one at the moment. That whole steam heating, all steam elements inside.
So how the gas prices rise affected your production?
Very much affected. It's made things a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
So this is our continuous mash house, okay? So you can see how the lorry is lined up. It's taking away the spent grains. So your malt will go in at the back, your malt's barley. It'll be mushed up into a flour, then mixed up with water, and then creates what's a mash. There's Dennis, the top boss. That liquid will be pumped past there and used with bubble, reach the fermenters before we send it into the distillery, okay?
Sorry, lot of buildings.
It's a lot of different shades there. So we have the cooling tower over here, so that's that square boxes. And then there are the tanks that I was on about for holding liquid out the back of the tank field.
Yeah.
Little tank field areas that will allow us to store the liquid till we're going to cask it.
O, to są beczułki. Zobacz, nie becz.
No. O matko, ile tego.
No.
Hello.
Oh, we have this one.
Dzieci. O, co to was?
Okay, so what we have here are first fill bourbon barrels. So you can see them, they're being unloaded off the container outside in full shape size. And they're going to be stacked up in here. 6 at a time, they'll be added here, pulled across, and then they'll be filled from here. Okay? It's gravity measured. So there's a weighing scale underneath, and it'll just fill from the top straight down. We'll top them up with 200 litres, so we'll use the food grade pitcher pump just to bring it right up to the top and we'll burn it.
Okay.
So there'll be 200 litres of that white spirit in the barrels going across the yard to mature. Okay? Irish law states for it to go from Irish spirit whiskey, you need to spend a minimum of 3 years on the island of Ireland.
Yeah.
In a fossil bourbon barrel.
Okay.
In an oak barrel, sorry.
How strong is that white spirit now?
I would say probably 68. So if you wanted to have a dab
Yeah.
over there, like that.
Can taste it? What? It's even nice.
It's a bit lighter, I'd
sweet.
say, than 60%.
Yeah.
It's a light one. That will spend the 3 years over in the shed, and then 2027 we'll disgorge it and put it into the bottle. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We use Jim Beam, Maker's Mark, Buffalo Trace, Heavenly Hills, Four Roses, all those bourbon barrels, whatever barrel we can get our hands on, we
Okay.
will use. Because we don't work specifically on any.
Yeah. So how you are purchasing them? They are from the states, or they're
Yeah.
swimming by the ships, or how it comes?
So they come in the container. So the container just outside,
Uh-huh.
they'll fill them in the States and come straight across to us.
Yeah. Nice. So that is expensive to get that kind of barrel, or they are giving that for?
The price has gone up. It's more expensive because they have to buy them from the Kelvin's cooperage for them to use them first, and then you have loads of distilleries.
So they are not giving them for free, yeah?
And then you have the added costs of shipping them.
Yeah, that's okay. But you are using this barrel only once, or it can be reusable?
So again, Irish law states that you can use it 3 times in 3-year periods.
Uh-huh.
So there's a batch 1, kind of period 1, period 2, period 3, or you can fill it once and use it indefinitely. So like we filled this 2024, it mightn't be opened till 2044. Okay. But if that'll be one singular use and that's it.
Okay.
Or
yeah.
we can use this, empty it and refill it in 27, empty it in 30, refill it and empty it in 2033, empty it and fill it again. So that's your 3 uses.
Okay, and you have
Sorry. Yeah, that's 4 uses. Like when you get 3 uses.
okay, but you have any process to check if they are still good for the process?
Just a pressure test, so we fill them with water.
No, but I mean that if they are giving the taste still,
Yeah, we would test them, but there'll be regular samples pulled from them. So we will come out and pull a sample after year 1, pull a sample after year 2.
Okay, like that.
So that we know, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so if you have that whiskey what is maturing in different barrels, so you can still reuse that after 1 year, for example, or you don't have that anymore?
They're kind of like tea bags, so once you use them, you're kind of depleting the actual flavour, so
Yeah.
it's very hard to squeeze more out of it when it's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would use like sherry casks or port casks or Mizunora oak or Hungarian oak and stuff like that to add more flavour, or virgin oak casks.
Sure. And that sherry cask are coming from Spain or from where?
Yeah, you would have PX, Jimenez, you would have Oloroso, you would have Bodega, you have all different Cortado, you have different expressions of sherry casks. We would bring them and then do different experiments or different releases.
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
Okay.
We're going to go back down that way, guys.
Right.
We'll go past the warehouse.
And you are using the barrels in original size, or you are extending them? Because I was hearing that I think in Scotland they are bringing barrels from States and they are putting some more more wood to extend them to make them bigger. Or it's not.
No, we don't have a cooper on site,
Yeah.
so we can't cooper them. If there's a leaking barrel, we will just empty it and we'll ship it off to a cooperage that can fix it or maintain it.
Okay.
But we're not extending the barrels, no.
Oh.
It's very much.
Yeah, because I was hearing that in Scotland they are doing that thing, that they are making the barrels bigger to make the more whiskey inside. Maybe it's not true. Maybe I was just.
Barrels can be different sizes. So you see here now there's a sherry expression.
Oh,
These would be sherry casks,
Uh-huh.
500 litres.
ooh.
That's just the standard practice, that they would be 500 litres, they would be that bit taller. Whereas this is a bourbon cask standing up, and that's coming from Heavenly Hills. Whereas this is a PX, and that's the These are different. I'll show you a barrel over here that has a inside look one.
Okay.
So this is what the inside of the barrels look like as they're going to Jack Daniels or Jim Beam.
Okay.
So they're charred and activated. So the liquid then, their bourbon whiskey can pass through that into the wood and extract the natural oils, and that's what gives it its colour. Some of the bourbon will stay in the wood, which we want because we want that vanilla sweetness to come through in our whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how we get both our colour and our flavour into the white spirit before it turns into Irish
Yeah. So all of them are charred or not?
Yes, in Kelvin's cooperage. For whiskey, they would be charred. There's different levels. Then some sherries will be toasted, others will be. There's a term. You stumped me. There's a term there. So it'll look like the smooth inside of a sherry bar. Some would have a gentle toasting on the inside, and then that's a char.
No cóż, jesteśmy teraz w miejscu, gdzie przechowują beczki, tak? Tutaj już większość jest 2024. No jest to już 2023, także powiem Wam szczerze, no petarda. Nie spodziewaliśmy się takiego turu i to jeszcze nie koniec. Wszystko dokładnie pokazane, gdzie robi się zaczyn, gdzie robi się wszystko od samych podstaw i tutaj teraz mamy beczki. Teraz nabiera koloru.
Ile
3 lata będzie prawdopodobnie siedziało, może później jeszcze 6, może i 9.
Mają część takich składów, gdzie robią długie leżakowanie, ale no to wiadomo, zapotrzebowanie na whisky jest duże, więc niektóre trzeba szybko.
A tutaj, kochani,
Pitted malt, tutaj mamy dymne.
a tutaj sherry cask.
No.
Wielkie beczuszki nasze ulubione.
Tak, to są nasze ulubione whisky.
Jedną bierzemy na wynos.
Tak jest, Dorota na plecy bierze 500 litrów.
Na luzie. Piękne, fantastycznie.
Sorry about that, guys. That man is going home and he owes me stuff.
Yeah.
So your stock will spend a minimum of 10 years. As little as 3 years. Sorry, maximum 10 to 12 years.
Okay.
Because obviously we are a high turnover, so we want to get it into a bottle and sell it. That's how we generate our cash.
Yeah.
So each shed here has about 10,000 barrels. So quick maths, that's about 30,000 casks on site. Overall, we have about 150,000 casks spread out across different warehouses.
Okay, so the cask strength is what, 60%? The cask strength? Well, what is the strength of the whiskey? What is coming out?
At this stage, it's going in at about 68, 67, 66.
So how you are preparing that for 40%? Is just adding the water, or is some more complicated
After the
process?
3 years, we'll take the example here. So this will be filled, in 2014, it was filled with 200 litres.
Yeah.
Okay. In 2027, it will be 180 litres. Okay. But if it went in at, say, 67, 3 years later, it will be 64%. Okay, so not alone are you losing liquid, but you're also losing alcohol in the liquid. And every year after that, you'll lose about 1% of the overall total. So if you wait for 10 years, you will have 155 litres, maybe 160 litres left in your barrel, and it'll be down to about that 57% alcohol. Basically, you will dump it into your IBCs, see the plastic containers across, and then you will blend it. So you'll take, say, 1,000 litres. If you want to bring that down to 40%, you might have to add 200 litres of water. That will bring it up to 1,200 litres, which will bring the alcohol down to that 40%.
Yeah, okay, so it's just,
More water after the maturing process.
just adding the water, yeah? But it's not taking out the taste, yeah? If you are...
No, all you're trying to do is you're diluting it down, yes, but the colour is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we was drinking that cask strength whiskey from your place, and it wasn't so much more dense in the taste than 40%. So that's what.
It is very dangerous. It doesn't drink like 62%, but it is very much 62% alcohol.
Yeah.
So straight from the cask.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so it's lots of whiskey.
Yeah, there's a lot in here, right? A lot more offside. So obviously, every container that comes in, we need to take a container out, but it has to go out in palletized form, so it has to be palleted up.
Yeah, and that pitted malt, it's nice whiskey, by the way.
Yeah,
I was having that also. But you are
so what we would
smoking that here, or you are buying that from somewhere?
So that's bought in, but that's a different expression now to the Glengarriffs. As far as I know, I think that is actual peated malt, whereas the Glengarriffs was Irish malt finished in a smoked cask.
Yeah.
We were smoking the cask, whereas that's actual smoky malt.
Okay.
So that's an experiment
Yeah.
of going through.
So it's lots of experiments here.
Yeah, but you have to kind of have it preempted. You have to be thinking of. So it's no point having a customer ringing today looking for something and not having it. So you need to have something down the line.
Yeah, some ideas. That's nice. So when you are planning to expand the portfolio of whiskey, because maybe there will be something new, what you are planning to?
Possibly the peat. We've done an experiment there. Sunday just gone, we've done malted rye. So we bought in Irish rye. It was malted. Put it through the mini setup there. The mash house created a wort, distilled it. It's supposed to be good. I haven't even tried it yet.
Yeah.
But it's that kind of spicy finish. I get us to squeeze up your face.
Okay. So,
Oh, sorry.
when it can come to market?
That might never come to market.
Yeah.
That was 20,000 litres. It might never come to
But
market.
do you have any plans for making some new tastes for the market?
New whiskies this year, no. We have no new releases coming up. It's very much a year of just kind of getting maturing. That's all.
Okay.
Another extra year maturing. We have no plans at the moment. We might redesign some of our labels, but I don't think we're going to bring anything new to the table.
Yeah. But anyway, that sherry cask is the best.
That's very good. That's very good. Before we get in trouble, lads, so the cask is going to be emptied in the disgorging room and it will be sent over to the bottling line. We don't have access to the bottling line because that's a food production plant we'd have to download. But unfortunately, that's the end of the tour.
Yeah, okay, that's nice. It was anyway very, very nice tour.
Oh, that's good. It's not like any of the other distilleries. Those distilleries will have very more tourist centric and be more kind and more friendly. This is very much a working distillery. So
this is why we wanted to
really,
look.
really great.
Yeah, that's what I said. We was never in the distillery, so we wanted to see that from the production side. So that is very nice. To co? Są te butelki?
So there's all our bottles,
Yes.
different customers, and stuff like that. What we need. Then the next warehouse here is where we hold our labels and corks.
Yeah.
Super. Super dla mnie,
Fajnie.
ekstra.
Fajnie nas oprowadził.
No, w ogóle nie spodziewałam się, że tak dużo zobaczymy i że naprawdę
Tak,
no,
że,
od podstaw.
że przez całą produkcję nas przeprowadził. Poza butelkowaniem, bo powiedział, że na butelkowanie nie możemy, bo tam trzeba mieć specjalne uprawnienia, bo to już jest żywność.
No, dokładnie, nie, ale nie, no.
Bardzo fajnie, przeżycie. Fajnie.
Tak,
zobaczyć.
no to co, byliśmy, pokazał nam ziarna, jak to robią, tak naprawdę jak robią z tego mąkę, na podstawie tej mąki dodają wodę, robią taki zaczyn, później to przechodzi do kadzi, tak?
Tak.
Gotuje się, powstają procenty, później
Nie,
to...
najpierw z tego zacieru się robi...
To Maciek, dlatego opowie nie ja jestem podekscytowana, bardzo się cieszę, no i mam nadzieję, że dzisiaj jakaś whisky.
To jest. To wam pokażemy to jeszcze z zewnątrz, bo to można sobie zobaczyć te wszystkie alembiki. No lepiej to wygląda wieczorem, jak jest ciemno, my to byliśmy rok, dwa lata temu, jak było ciemno i to wszystko było podświetlone, więc fajnie to wyglądało, tutaj się wszystko odbija, ale dobra. To...
Okej.
Co ja mogę powiedzieć, bardzo fajny tour. No, ja myślę, że nie będziemy przedstawiać tego procesu, z czego się robi zacier, z czego się robi alkohol. Jednakże co nas zaskoczyło, to że potrzebna do tego mąka, że oni to mielą na mąkę. Nie wiedzieliśmy tego, że myśleliśmy, że to się z ziaren wyciąga tak naprawdę. To wszystko potem się filtruje, a oni tak naprawdę mielą to na mąkę i dopiero wtedy robią z tego ten zacier i to leci wtedy do fermentacji. Myśleliśmy, że też dadzą nam trochę posmakować, ale powiedział, że są teraz w przebudowie, wszystko jest w remontach, więc jak przyjedziemy tu za rok, to jak najbardziej nas zaproszą do środka i dadzą nam posmakować. Ale dowiedzieliśmy się, że bardzo dużo tego robią tutaj, miliony litrów rocznie, dla różnych odbiorców, nie tylko pod własną marką, tak jak na przykład dla Lidla, niektórzy do nich zamawiają. Cały czas coś eksperymentują, robią nowe smaki, niektóre pewnie nigdy nawet nie zobaczą światła dziennego, a szkoda. Natomiast widzieliśmy nasze ulubione beczki po sherry, więc bardzo fajnie. Jak ktoś będzie w okolicy w zachodnim Cork, to można wpadać, to trzeba się wcześniej umówić. Nic za to nie pobierają opłaty, a fajnie oprowadzają, więc super doświadczenie. A ja myślę, że teraz idziemy do Lidla kupić sobie tą właśnie ich sherry cask. Będziemy degustować na własną rękę. Także na zakończenie, po bardzo przyjemnej wizytacji w destylarni, postanowiliśmy sobie kupić zestaw degustacyjny z West Cork, nasze ulubione w wersji Exclusive specjalnej Sherry Cask i dla porównania wersja Lidlowa, ta o której mówiliśmy podczas wizytacji, pytaliśmy o nią pana oprowadzającego, to jest Dundalgan, czyli to jest wersja tego zrobiona dla Lidla. Podpytaliśmy się, on mówił, że to jest praktycznie taka sama receptura, tylko inne są poziomy kontroli, jakości, długości leżakowania w poszczególnych beczkach, więc chcemy porównać Sherry Cask z West Cork do Sherry Cask z Dundalgan. Oba są single malty. Resztę sobie podegustujemy już poza nagraniem, oczywiście dla siebie też chcemy mieć trochę czasu, natomiast chcieliśmy z Wami sprawdzić, czy jest jakaś różnica, także otwieramy.
Dobrze.
Jedno i drugie. Trzeba tego dostać.
To nie będzie łatwe. O, u mnie poszło szybciej.
No widzisz, nie umiem.
To ty chcesz pewnie z tym dźwiękiem.
Uwaga, to wyciągnę sobie.
Z kolei ta whisky bardzo dobrze nam się kojarzy z Waterfordem chyba, co? Czy jak to się nazywa?
Tak, przy Waterford w miejscowości Trale to była taka kulek nadmorski ichny.
Przepyszna whisky, siedzieliśmy
plaży.
sobie na plaży na kamieniach.
Tak, czekaliśmy aż nas przypływ zje.
Tak, czekaliśmy na przypływ nie przychodził.
Przychodził, uciekaliśmy przecież.
No, ale tak powolutku przychodził.
No, to wiadomo.
A wtedy, powiem Wam, pamiętamy tak bardzo pozytywnie z uwagi na to, że nawet nie ukrywam, w pewnym momencie piliśmy z gwinta tą whisky, także
Tak było, bardzo dobre.
tak, jest przepyszna, że właśnie no idealna, także zobaczymy, czy dobrze pamiętamy.
Tej buteleczki oczywiście nie otwieramy, bo to ma z nami przejechać przez granicę. Także musimy mieć w stanie nieotwartym, zalakowanym, z paragonem, żeby nam na plomie nie zabrali, bo to nie jest to codzienność, taka butelka. Ale tu mamy też Sherry Cask, więc od razu wyciągamy sampelek, to idzie do świetnika.
To otwieram to.
Także najpierw będzie pyk, tak żeby nie szukać w ten stolik. Było pyk. Było pyk.
Cyk. Poka.
Dobra, nie mamy
Ej,
butelki.
podobnie.
Nie mamy butelki, nadawamy.
To co, dwa te same, tak? To.
Tak, dokładnie.
Sporo.
I teraz co? Oceniamy, czy jest różnica.
Jak pieprzem. Pieprz i sól.
To jest.
Do ostatniej drogi.
Zaszczyt położymy. Czyli tak, to są generalnie z opisu takie same trunki z tej samej destylarni, natomiast cena jest różna. Wiadomo, ten jest droższy. Może nie aż tak dużo, ale jest droższy, więc zobaczymy, czy się czymś różni. Kolor?
No nie widzę różnicy.
Przy tym świetle różnicy nie widać. Tu może jest troszkę jaśniejszy, ale jak go wezmę tak, wydaje mi się, że dalej jest troszkę jaśniejszy. Czyli ten Dundalgan jest mniej barwiony pewnie, albo w gorszej
Ja mam tutaj
beczce.
tego.
A, West Cork jest mniej barwiony, czyli pewnie nie dodają kamerą tyle, czyli tutaj doprawiają.
A faktycznie jest różnica.
Tak.
Zdecydowanie tak. No to co, wąchamy.
Wąchamy.
Miodek.
To jest
Cytrus.
fajny zapach.
Taka lekka chyba trawka.
Wszystko to musi być jest.
Mhm.
Ja się nie wydaje szczegóły, chcę tylko porównać. Dawaj, banana.
Nie wdaje się w szczególnie, nie czuję zatkany nas.
To jest delikatniejszy zapach.
No.
Bardziej miodowy mi się wydaje w tym jest.
A tutaj z kolei nie wiem, co bardziej czuję. Musimy pamiętać, które mamy w ogóle. Chyba ja mam chyba teraz Dalgen, nie?
Tak.
No
To jest bardziej miodowy, taki słodszy zapach, tam jest bardziej drzewny chyba.
tak, ale tutaj więcej czułam.
Czyli ten pewnie dłużej był w tej beczce po
No.
sherry.
Naprawdę, to bardziej więcej.
Sprawdzamy?
No dobrze, sprawdzamy, no nie ma co tam niuchać, bo byśmy
jest.
niuchali pół dnia z rybeczką.
Też się nie wypowiadamy za dużo, bo chcemy znaleźć tylko różnicę, ale naprawdę ten trunek to jest super.
Bardzo dobre. No,
Moje
nic,
też jest bardzo dobre.
nic w ogóle mnie nic nie gryzie,
No,
nic
zamiana?
nie piecze. Poczekaj, kawałek.
Czekaj. Trzeba się upewnić.
Mhm. Nic nie piecze. Sama, no bardzo przyjemny. Ile to ma procent?
4 dychy.
Nie, 42.
42. A ten?
42, nie czuję w ogóle mocy.
Ten ma 43, czyli no to jest praktycznie to samo.
Ten 43.
Mhm. Czyli teraz ty masz
Przepyszne, ale takie
teraz West Cork, a ja
delikatnie
mam
przechodzi. Super.
Lidla.
No, zdecydowanie lepszy zapach.
No i ma bardziej taki
Wszystko.
charakterny zapach, taki ostrzejszy, drzewny bardziej. Tutaj
Ale tutaj
typowo
jest
miód,
więcej.
owoce
Ale
wchodzą,
tu jest więcej właśnie.
Tak,
taka
miód,
rzeźkość
owoce,
fajna.
trochę mleka w tym
O,
West Corku.
Karamel.
Czyli jest bogatszy zapach. Zaraz zobaczymy smak. Wszystko.
Ten jest ostrzejszy.
Tak, tutaj jest
To
taki,
jest West Cork jest ostrzejszy, bo
tu jest-
mówiły inaczej.
tak, tu jest bardziej drzewne faktycznie. Tutaj mocno drzewo uderza i to takie mi się wydaje dość surowe drzewo.
Delikatnie tak podchodzi, nie?
To dość surowe, takie niepalone, nie po
Ale
bourbonie.
też kwestia z jakiej beczki to wyszło,
Tak,
nie?
dlatego
Tu
myślę, że
różnica-
tutaj może być troszkę dłużej w surowym drzewie, albo w, no nie wiem, czy jaki bourbon czy coś, ale takie pewnie trzeciego napełnienia. A tutaj jest wszystko takie maksymalnie esencjonalne. Tak zmienia fakt, że to jest
Ten
najlepszy
jest
whisky.
ostrzejszy. Więcej czuję takiego woody. Fajnie tak się rozchodzi, nie? Po
Ale woody
niewieniu.
tu jest takie owocowe, a tutaj jest woody gorzkie, jak z dziewiczej
Nie,
benzy.
tutaj nic gości właśnie jakiejś żadnej nie czułam.
A widzicie, to się tak trochę miesza, jak się jedno za drugim pije.
Tak,
jest
bo
łatwa
to
taka
potem
porównanie.
zostaje ta gorycz. Tutaj nie ma żadnej
A nie,
goryczy. Musimy się wody napić.
No, ciężkie zadanie sobie daliśmy, trzeba przyznać. Są bardzo zbliżone do siebie, jednak
To jest ostrzejsza. Przyznam, że West Cork, bo ja West Cork piłam.
tak, teraz West Cork.
Teraz lubię. Dobrze, czyli ja mam West Cork, jest ostrzejszy, jest bardziej wyraźny zapach, taki złożony. Moim zdaniem, to jest moje zdanie, oczywiście mam swoją opinię, Maciek ma swoją. Przyjemny, jednakże nie wiem dlaczego ten bardziej mi podchodzi z uwagi, bo ja, no wiecie, kobiety delikatniejsze i to mi zdecydowanie bardziej podchodzi.
Tak, ten jest taki może łatwiejszy w piciu,
Tak.
bo ten mocniej gryzie, natomiast ten jest bardziej złożony, więc moim zdaniem West Cork Sherry Cask broni się, jeżeli chodzi o cenę.
Ale jest też przepyszny.
Jest
oczywiście.
przepyszny, natomiast najlepsza jakość do ceny i zadowolenie portfelowo-smakowe, bym to tak powiedział, to oczywiście to. To jest nasz numer 1 chyba, jeżeli chodzi o takie ekonomiczne picie dobrych smaków.
28 euro. Jeżeli jak chodzi o Irlandię, to jest naprawdę dobra cena. To jest naprawdę dobra cena, bo tutaj na przykład mamy single malt West Cork w sherry cask, po sherry cask. Po sherry.
Tak.
Także tutaj jest już 40 euro.
Tak, tylko że to jest wersja limitowana w śmiesznej butelce. W normalnej kosztuje chyba 35 czy coś takiego było, nie?
Tak, także tutaj zdecydowanie powiem Wam szczerze, że jest bardzo pyszne. Jeżeli może jesteście w Irlandii, może planujecie się wybrać, jak najbardziej polecamy spróbować.
W Irlandii albo w Wielkiej Brytanii, bo na pewno w Irlandii Północnej jest, mi się wydaje, że na mainlandzie, w UK też to się da dostać. W Lidlu, bo to jest produkt Lidlowy, trzeba szukać, ale myślę, że tam też mają
Tak, bo
i nawet taniej wtedy będzie.
gorzej, że ani w Polsce, ani w Niemczech ciężko jest ogólnie dostać. To trzeba naprawdę zimportować.
No nie widzieliśmy tego jeszcze.
Nie. Dunlagen był
W tej podstawowej wersji.
podstawowa
Taka
wersja
zielona.
w Niemczech kiedyś
Tak.
kupiliśmy i to było kosztowało 15 euro.
No, różnice są
Albo
duże.
10, albo 11, naprawdę 50 zł chyba wydaliśmy wtedy za...
Tak, tak. U Niemców to takie są tanio. Tak samo u Francuzów.
tak,
No.
ale to była ostatnia butelka, nie było więcej.
Ale jak najbardziej, jak zobaczycie to bierzcie, bo to
Polecam.
jest najlepsza whisky, jaką można sobie kupić bez płakania nad paragonem.
No, ale tak naprawdę, no to co, zapraszamy do Corku. Powiem Wam szczerze, bardzo fajnie nas oprowadzili. Nie spodziewaliśmy się, że będziemy mieli tak naprawdę prywatne oprowadzenie. No przyjemnie, w ogóle sam nawet ten facet, który nas oprowadzał, ten pracownik, powiedział, że no oni w porównaniu właśnie do innych destylarni pokazują wszystko od samego początku, że tutaj nie boją się tego pokazywać.
Nie mają takiej przygotowanej tury dla turysty. Oni po prostu wchodzą z nami na produkcję i pokazują wszystko, jak to tam wygląda na surowo.
Świetnie, po prostu ja jedno z lepszych przeżyć w moim życiu i nie oczekiwałam w ogóle czegoś takiego. Spodziewałam się, że wiecie, wejdziemy do innej salki,
Że
coś
przez
opowiedzą,
szybę coś zobaczymy, nie?
Tak. Aby dosłownie tam byliśmy, czuliśmy to ciepło, uwierzcie mi, było ciepło przy tych kadziach, tak było gorąco, ja się dosłownie gotowałam, Maciek tak samo.
No szkoda, że nie możemy Wam przekazać zapachu, który tam się unosił, bo to było coś niesamowitego.
Musicie tutaj przyjechać, jak najbardziej zapraszamy, nawet uwierzcie mi, do Corku znajdźcie sobie jakiś lot, nie są drogie, warto przyjechać i...
No jest kawałek do Skiberen z Corku, ale tutaj autobusy jeżdżą, my się widzieliśmy, więc da się tutaj dojechać.
Dokładnie.
Nie jest to problematyczne.
Albo wynająć też można, to też nie problem.
No dokładnie.
Także zapraszamy, no i widzimy się przy kolejnych degustacjach, przy kolejnych takich wyprawach.
Śledźcie nas, przyjeżdżajcie, degustujcie. A my się oddajemy.